there, this is Tiff and welcome to the Tiffany Micah podcast. What we do here is we solve your problems so that you're out there working on achieving your big dreams and big goals. So when you listen to these episodes, if you can do me a favor, take a screenshot of the episode that you're actually listening to, share it on social media and share it with your friends with hashtag potential with Tiff, so that I can give you a shout out and really thank you for listening, because I'd really appreciate it. Hey there, and welcome to the Tiffany Micah podcast. I am Tiff, and here we are in our part 4 of our halftime series. What we're going to be doing now is we're going to be looking at our sports categories, how to turn them into goals for the next 6 months and the next quarter as well, our next 3 months. So you have just done the life categories. You can see there's a lot of information there, isn't there, that I've given you, and there's a lot of work that you need to have done in order to get to this part 4, because this is the one that we've been waiting for, because of course we're athletes, aren't we? These are the things that we want to achieve. We want to become the sports people that we want to become. So we need to have all those other areas of what I've shared with you in the previous 3 episodes in place in order to get here. So this requires a lot of time and an effort, like you've seen and you've heard me talk about. But if you really want to become the high performer that you want to become, the sports person that you want to become, then you'll need to have the detail, the plans, and the preparation, because this detail will give you the plan that you will require to achieve your goals for the next 6 months. So let's have a quick look. We looked at our sports categories. So they were skills, discipline to practice, stamina or endurance, speed, nutrition, performance under pressure, relationship with team, relationship with coach, emotions, and the mental side. So what we want to do now is, for each category, I want you to pick the most important element that you feel that needs to have the most attention over these next 6 months. Okay, so that's what we're going to be doing now. So if we look at the skills area, for example, I'm just going to look at this one and give you an example, because you know what to do. You've already done it in the life categories. But what we want to do here is we've got our list of skills, and there's going to be specific skills that will always need attention, right? So you'll always need to be refining and working on even the strengths, is making sure that you don't lose those strengths that you have in those skills. So yes, they will need to have the attention, but also we need to be asking ourselves the questions for each skill that we have in our sport. And it's the same 2 questions of what we asked in the previous episode. Is the question number 1 is, what is my current reality with this skill? And then number 2, what do I want to be true by December 31st, 2019? Right, we've already done the work on that, right? The work has been done for that. So we want to make sure that what we're doing, though, is we're working on that for the skills. So forehand, for example, in tennis. What is my current reality with my forehand? You might say, I can't hit running forehands very well. I'm really slow getting to the ball. That might be an example. And then 2, what do I want to be true by the 31st of December 2019? Okay, well, I want to be much quicker. I want to be able to hit running forehands and never miss. And I want to be able to hit them down the line cross court or do a lob or whatever it is, right? What do you want to be true by December 31st, 2019? And you need to make sure that you're actually doing that for each skill, okay? So this is the example, right? So then if we go into a different category, let's say the discipline to practice, it's the same thing. We ask those 2 questions. What is my current reality? And number 2, what do I need to be true by the 31st of December 2019? And what we're doing here, we're setting those goals, aren't we, for the next 6 months. We're looking at the outcome for each category. So once you have done that for each category, then we need to set a quarterly outcome for each category. So we've done, so let's use the example of the running forehand, right? That I just talked about in the skills category section. So let's say your outcome of what you want to achieve is to be able to hit a running forehand down the line. You want to be able to hit it at a particular part on the court when you're under pressure. That's your 6-month outcome. That's your 6-month goal, right? And be able to do it with even out without having to think about it. You can just do it. But what we want to do is we want to break that down into your quarterly outcome, don't we? So maybe we might want to have it that your quarterly outcome is that you want to hit your running forehand consistently over the net in training. Okay, so what does it consistently mean? It might be you might have a score. You know, you might have 20 shots that you practice and do that when you're under that pressure that you have to do that in practice. And you go, okay, well, my goal is to hit it 17 times over the net out of 20 times. Or my goal is to hit 20 times out of 20 times over the net down the line or something like that. Or I just want to get it back over the net to start with, right? So we want to have those specifics of what we want to achieve. And then from that, what we want to do then is we want to work out all the actions of what we need to do for that. So let's say maybe for your forehand, it might be improving your forehand technique. It might be your forehand grip is not good enough. You might have a semi-western grip and you need a western grip for it. Your racket face needs to be square on contact with the ball. You may have to move fast from the other side of the court to get there to hit the ball. You may need to be in a certain position at contact with the ball, an open stance, so that you can control the shot. Right? List all the details of what you need. If you don't know what they are, go and ask your coach. Because then when you have that detail, there's your plan. Then you start getting to work on that. But you need to make sure that you're identifying that for each skill, okay? Because it's going to be, you want to become the athlete you want to become, you've got to do that detail in each skill. And we have to do that with every single category. So here's another example for another category for you. The mental side, right? The mental category. So those two questions. What is my current reality? And number 2, what do I want to be true by the 31st of December 2019? What is it that you want to be true? So what's the current reality? The current reality for your mental category might be that you're struggling to focus. You can't concentrate. You drift off to another place and before you know it, you've lost the match or lost the game. That might be your current reality. So then the question is, what do I want to be true by the 31st of December 2019? Well, I want to be able to focus. I don't want to ever be drifting off to another planet mentally. So therefore, what are you going to do? You want to be able to give yourself a chance to win the game and not struggle so much. All right, that's your 6-month outcome. That's what we're working towards. So for our quarterly outcome, how do we do that? So we might have to set the goal of, okay, well, this is what we want to be able to do. We want to be able to focus at training. We want to be able to focus and be aware that when we drift off, we know how to recover and come back from that. So what are the action steps? How do we do that? Here's an example, and I will tell you this is key, that you must be doing this, meditation. Because when you're working on a skill, you want to be setting the intention to stay in the moment. And you want to feel yourself, whether you mentally drift off, then you want to be able to stop that and then refocus again. And you have to do that in training. Meditation is key to do that. You can just do it for 5 minutes a day. But when you're actually in training and you're working on a specific skill, this is where the meditation is going to help you to understand of, oh, there I've gone, I've drifted off again. Okay, I've got to bring myself back. Another way you can do it is setting intentions for what you want to be training on. How focused do you want to be? What are the specific things that you need to be aware of? Be aware of when you're focused and when you're not focused. Be aware of when you're in the moment and when you're not in the moment. Maybe you need to track or write down the steps of what you need to do when you're in a focused state. right? These are just some ideas to make you really think about what you need to be doing. So you'll need to do this for every single category, and you've got to pick and work on and repeat the process. And you've got to ask these two questions. What is my current reality? And what do I want to be true by the 31st of December 2019? Then we break it down into the upcoming quarter, right? From July to September, and then you have your action steps written in place. Some work, isn't there? You can see why I spent so much time on evaluating where we were, so that now we can get into the planning and working, let's get on with it stage, okay? So again, the categories are your skills, the discipline to practice, the stamina, endurance, your speed, your nutrition, your performance under pressure, your relationship with your team, relationship with your coach, your emotions, the mental state, right? We've got to be looking at all of that. Yes, you're going to need to do the work. But I will tell you what, once you've worked out what your outcomes that you want to achieve in 6 months' time, then in the next quarter, then you've listed all the detail of what you need to do, there's the keys, there's the magic. Then you set up, then you just go for it, then you just plan out in your days and your weeks of how you're going to do that, okay? That is what I'm going to leave you with. I look forward to hearing from you for these actually this halftime series, the whole 4. I would love it if you would love to share with me what you like best about what you heard in these, but also what are the goals that you've set for the next 6 months? What are the goals that you've set for the next quarter in your life and in your sport? I'd really love to hear that and get feedback from you. So make sure you send me an email, tiff@tiffany-micah.com. I'd love to hear from you. What's going on, okay? So in saying that, I'd love it if you could share with me what you like best about what you heard today and all the other halftime series. If you've got friends that you know that would benefit from these episodes, I'd love it too if you could share with your friends these episodes, because we want to build the Reach Your Potential with Tiff community as big as we possibly can. And if you've got 30 seconds to spare, I'd also really appreciate a 5-star review wherever you hear these episodes. So I want you to dream big, believe in you, go after your dreams, have an absolutely awesome day. Take care. Talk soon. Bye-bye. Thank you so much for listening today. If you have any questions about the frustrations that you're actually going through right now, come over and visit my site, tiffany-micah.com, and you will see on the home page I've set up Ask Tiff. Now what Ask Tiff is this is where you can ask me a question, and I will record an episode for you on how to solve that frustration or those frustrations you're actually going through, so that we can get the problem solved for you, so that you're actually out there achieving your big dreams and goals. So if you want me to mention your name in the episode, happy to do so. If you don't, I can keep it anonymous. It's fine by me. But make sure you go over and go to the Ask Tiff on the homepage of my website. If you've just got 30 seconds to spare, I'd also appreciate if you could leave a 5-star review wherever you hear these episodes. And remember, take a screenshot, add the hashtag potentialwithtiff so that I can give you a shout out for sharing these episodes on social media. I'd really appreciate it. And remember this, always, always, always dream big, believe in you, and go after your dreams.